Welcome, everyone, to the Freakin' Awesome Podcast. It is Friday, July 5th, 2019. I'm John Abaya. And joining me today is my sensational, amazing, I don't want to say amazing, killer? No.
Is that a reference to Spider-Man?
Yeah.
No, I was called the Killer Spider-Man at one point.
Well, he was going to kill someone in the movie. No, we won't discuss that right now. I was about to say Knives Out, Benjamin Abaya, like your knives are out. But I was like, yeah, but he doesn't have knives right now, like that movie. But yeah, how are you?
I'm good. I'm excited.
How's your? Oh, so we're recording this on July 4th. How's your July 4th right now?
It's been fine.
We're actually recording this at night, and there's no fireworks at this moment for some reason.
That's weird.
It is weird. I think everyone's glued to their TV at this moment watching a parade.
Yeah, the celebration.
Yeah, celebration.
Only a few channels are actually... oddly, Fox News is the one that's your number one station to watch the parade. Yeah.
Yep, next to the Daily Bugle.
I heard it's like the biggest celebration in American history.
Yep, there's no other celebration.
Bigger than when the Civil War happened. Mm-hmm. Like it's bigger than I guess the actual 4th of July itself.
So they didn't have tanks. That's why. So they only had boats.
It's bigger when we won World War II against.
And maybe we won. No,
we never were. We were never part of one. I think.
Half the nation celebrates Civil War when one of the sides won.
Wait, what?
Half the nation celebrates Civil War. But yeah, I hope everyone had a wonderful 4th of July. 4th of July.
How old is America
right now?
Yeah.
Do you know the answer?
No, I don't.
Okay, it has to be 200 and something, like 278, I would say. Okay. Are you going fact check?
No,
I
won't,
okay.
Actually.
So it's 278, I would say.
All right.
It can't wait. It can't be 278. Be 1776. So give it take. I say 224, probably 25.
Maybe.
Ballpark.
I think you're right.
Everyone, check your phone right now and just double check. And then if we were wrong, comment on our Twitter and tell us the exact date.
It has to be in the 50s. Like
50s.
200 and...
Oh, okay. I was like, no, it has to be more than 50.
It's like 200.
First one to reply back with a comment on our Twitter or Facebook will receive a... what we'll give them? A
shout out?
A shout out, yes. Or a signed picture by... no.
George Washington.
No, that was about... Who's the president from Independence Day? The movie, not the actual president during Independence Day.
Bill Palmer?
No, that's the actor's name. William something. I forgot his name.
William Palmer?
No. I guess signed picture of him. If you guys enjoyed the fireworks yesterday, watched Stranger Things. It premiered yesterday.
Or watch Independence Day.
Watch Independence Day. Really great movie. Or it played season 2 of Apex Legends. Hey, shout out to us. We won't have any videos anytime soon about season 2. I'm still working on season 1 stuff. Other than that, if you're new to the podcast and you're wondering, like, what are these guys talking about? July, they're talking about parade in Washington. What the hell is this? We basically discuss the things we watched, played, listened, and read throughout the week. And we conclude each episode with a main discussion. But this week, we're changing up a little bit. We're actually going to start the episode with a trailer talk, and then we'll dive right into main discussion with spoiler free. And this week's main discussion is Spider-Man. Is it Marvel Spider-Man? No. Is it still Marvel Spider-Man Far From Home? It released July 2nd, so it had an early release on a Tuesday. So it was nice when we went out to the movies that day to watch it. And then it wasn't busy at all. And after that, we will go to the things we watch, play, and listen throughout the week. We had one each. And then after that, we're actually going to spoilers. So stay tuned for spoilers if you want to if you want to know like the little things that we thought overall, like to just spoil stuff. And actually, too, I'm going to change it up a little bit too. We're going to also discuss in the things we watch and play, listen, and read throughout the week. We should have a section for that. Like, what is that called? Because what is it? PL, played, watch, PWAL, played, listen, play, watch, listen, and read. So, Powler.
No.
Powler.
It sounds like Prowler.
No, Powler.
Powler.
Yeah.
I don't
the
want to call
Powler,
it that.
okay.
Why?
Oh yeah, Rillup? Rillup?
No.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll be discussing the just finished story arc of Hunted by Nick Spencer in the Amazing Spider-Man comics, and you'll be discussing what again?
I'm gonna discuss the first episode of Stranger Things 3.
Okay. Yeah. So stay tuned for that. But first, let's get to our trailer talk. Trailer talk now.
Up your ass.
Oh, very nice.
Matter of fact,
Oh my God.
eat shit.
No way I'm here.
How's that? Eat shit. Eat shit. Eat shit.
Smug smile.
Definitely eat shit.
Gonna dance, gonna fly. I'm taking chances, riding high. For my numbers up, I'm gonna fill my cup. Gonna live.
You know something. Spill it.
I suspect foul play. And I have eliminated no suspects.
That was Daniel Craig in that last part of the clip of Rian Johnson's new movie, Knives Out. He has said it's a new whodunit type film. So if you guys don't know what a whodunit type film is, basically your base Clue is the best thing.
Or recently, Adam Sandler's Murder Mystery.
Miss Murder Mystery. I actually watched that. I kind of liked it a
me
little
too,
bit.
yeah.
just the.
It's not as much like an Adam Sandler comedy.
No.
More of like a whodunit.
Yeah. Is it
Like
actual real whodunit?
Yeah.
Just Adam Sandler's in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And then what's her name? Jennifer Aniston is they're a
Wife.
couple basically. And a lot of the cast too I really like in there in that
There's
movie.
some references to his old films,
Mhm.
if you notice.
Like a certain character with a hand and stuff like that. Yeah.
Without a hand, you mean?
Is that actor died or he's still living?
I don't know, but that's not the same actor.
No, I know. I think he died. That's why.
Probably, yeah.
But that's why he's referencing
Yeah.
him. But yeah, for that one, this is not a comedy. Well, I can't really tell. So, like I
I
said,
think Knives Out is a
it's a comedy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's more in line like his other films, like Looper and what's the one with
Star Wars, The Last Jedi.
Last Jedi. The
mean,
biggest
that's
joke in the
that's-
saga,
yeah,
right, Ben? Huh?
That's what they reference in
In the
trailer.
yeah.
Writer, director
of that movie. Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing to see because you feel like one's a huge like
It's like if Christopher Nolan did a comedy.
Yeah.
Well, no, that would be
yeah,
different.
and then he said
Director-
director of the Dark Knight.
No, what's
Yeah.
his World War One picture?
Or Dunkirk?
Yeah,
Well,
Dunkirk.
Dunkirk would be like the second.
Yeah. Of the Dark Knight, then Dunkirk. But yeah, so on IMDb, the synopsis is a detective investigates the death of a partridge.
No.
Oh,
Patriarch.
sure. Sorry. My bad. I'm looking at my phone, and then it's really blown from my patriarch of a eccentric, combative family.
It's a detective investigates the death of a patriarch of an eccentric, combative.
Okay,
family.
combined, it makes sense for both of ours. If you want to check out of myself reading more, check out Date Night of when we were playing Dream Daddy. If you want to check that out on our YouTube page, subscribe. Yeah, so this one has a all-star cast. A lot of people in here. I won't name every single person in here. I'm just going to go off by the IMDb list. Ben, you can help me if I stumble upon the names. Let's start with Anna D. Armas, Christopher Evans, Daniel Craig, Michael Shannon, Jamie Lee Curtis, Tony Collette.
Yeah, that's right.
Catherine Longford, Lakeith Stanfield, Ricky Lindholm, and Christopher Plummer. And there's other people in the cast. Just check it out.
For some reason, Frank Oz is going to somehow appear in this film.
As a puppet?
Yeah.
Is R2D2 reference in here? But yeah. Like we mentioned, it's directed and written by Rian Johnson. And we're huge fans of Rian Johnson, of all of his films. Even the most hated Star Wars film of all time that changed everything in that universe. But yeah, let's discuss the trailer. So Ben, who do you think did it? Judging from the trailer.
Well, from all whodunits, I think it would be the butler.
And who's the butler in here?
I don't know. They don't specify everyone's. I mean, everyone it seems like is related. At least the main characters like Tony Collette and Chris Evans.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the
Well, they said they're there because someone died.
Yeah.
And they're
Christopher
inheriting.
Plummer's
Yeah.
character dies.
They're inheriting their thing. It's
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
similar to any other film that you watch with that type of plot. What else?
What was your other question?
Oh, who done it? I said you were about to say who did it.
I don't
you said
know.
the butler.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's going to be Chris Evans, just for the hell of it, for his star power. In the trailer, he plays a really not cool character, but
Plays like a jerk.
a jerk. He's going back to his Not Another Teen Movie days where he plays a jockey jerk.
Scott Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim, yep. And he's not playing the All-American
I
anymore.
think it's going to be either Jamie Lee Curtis or Ana de Armas.
Mm-hmm.
Arma de Armas.
So let's take bets. So you pick those two.
Yeah.
I pick Chris Evans. When the movie comes out, we'll be surprised.
Or in the turn of events, Christopher Plummer didn't die.
And was all a trick?
Yeah, he
So-
just wants to see who will be the most.
Unlike like Clue in the
Greedy.
trailer, and I don't think Polar Express did anything too.
Polar Express.
not
had
Polar- sorry.
done it.
The Oriental Express, or what is it called? The Trip to the Oriental
No.
Express? What was it called?
I don't know. I know
A
what-
Murder on the Oriental
Yeah, the
Express.
murder.
So in that one, I think it's only one character died, right? There's no multiple
Yeah,
characters.
yeah.
Yeah. So and then everyone else. Spoilers for an old story that you don't know about. I only watched the recent movie, so I don't know if the actual movie does it do this way, where people fake their own deaths in the thing because to throw off the scent, basically.
Oh.
And then
I mean, it's from Agatha Christie. novel,
the actual the thing.
Didn't Doctor Who did?
Yeah,
like
no, not Doctor Who. I forgot who else did similar.
yeah, but Doctor Who did do an episode.
of Who Done It?
Yeah,
Oh,
with
I know.
Attica.
Oh, with
Uh,
the character.
I guess
Oh, the actual not
Christie-
character with the actual.
Yeah,
Yeah, probably.
yeah,
He
yeah.
went back in history. He
And then
does a lot
he
of
was
stuff.
trying to solve.
Or she now.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the trailer, it has a good music that goes with the trailer you just heard in that clip, and then just showing each character and how each one is responding to the other. Like it's to me good chemistry. I'm assuming Daniel Craig plays a detective in here,
He looks like him in what's his name?
and he has a very
Lateef.
distinct accent. It's not his British accent. It's more.
It's that movie where he was. It's from Steven Soderbergh.
Oh yeah, the one with the bad Star Wars character that everyone hates too.
Kylo Ren's
Kylo.
character. I forgot the name of that movie. It was a really good movie too.
Same here, yeah. Logan's lucky.
Yeah,
Lucky Logan.
Logan's
luck.
He has that accent. I
Yes,
think.
yes. But it's toned down a little bit
Yeah.
here because in that one movie, it's more of like it was very off-putting when you first hear him. He's British, right, in real life?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So it's his James Bond is his actual
Yeah.
voice. Okay, it's very jarring when you hear a British person does American or try to do American accent because you always pictured him and you always watch.
I wonder if somewhere here Joseph Gordon-Levitt's in here
Piers
because he's in everything that he's done.
I don't
And
know.
right now they've only credited 28 people in the film.
And Frank Oz is one of them.
Yeah.
So we'll see what Frank Oz puppet will be.
It will be a Joseph Gordon.
I love it. I mean,
character,
it's so awesome if
Yeah.
that happens. I don't know when the movie comes out. I think Christmas, right? Around that
yeah,
time.
I think so. Oh, one of the it kids are in it too.
The Who kids?
The
Oh,
Bill,
yeah.
the guy that plays Billy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, check that out. Oh yeah, he is in there. Yeah, I see the picture right now.
But yeah, I think the trailers is typical, but very wonderful Ryan Johnson type of humor,
Mm-hmm.
where he tends to take like sometimes dark comedy and whimsical comedy. It's more like I always think of him like a more toned down, grounded Wes Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know like if you watch like The Brothers Bloom or Brick, it has that type of sensibility.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and moving on to our next segment. Oh, you're done with your thing? Okay. So we're going to go to the main discussion. And like I said, we're only going to talk general in the main discussion. And we won't spoil anything. So stay tuned and we'll discuss Spider-Man Far From Home.
J'adore ce gars. J'adore le nouveau costume.
Bonjour, Peter.
Bonjour.
Aimeriez-vous voir ce que je sais faire?
Whoa.
And that was a clip from the French TV spot because the movie takes place around Europe.
But it never takes
They make
place
it
in
French.
Paris.
So I was researching. They don't have anything besides. So Sony has a YouTube page, but only Sony Pictures FR is
Yeah.
French, France or wherever. And I was looking for like just American TV spots. They don't have like a short one. So I was like, what the heck? They have like those minute and minute two, and
Yeah.
I don't like cutting those into bits. That was my email thing. I should probably turn that off.
That was actually louder for the listeners, right?
Yes,
'Cause
it
that's-
is. It probably was. I received an email. If you know that sound, where is it from? Comments. Leave a comment in our Twitter or Facebook, and we'll see if you have it right.
It's from one of those Star Wars films.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, the Ryan Johnson one.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, so we're going to talk Spider-Man: Far From Home, and the movie is a continuation from the expanded universe of MCU. So if you didn't watch Endgame or Infinity War, we are going to ruin it in this main part here. Like we assume that you watch those. We're not the spoilers for the movie.
Also, I feel like when watching Far From Home, you should watch Endgame because nothing will make any
Yes,
sense.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So that's why we'll spoil Endgame, but we won't spoil anything in the actual movie. Like in we'll reference the events of Endgame, and that's it in here. So the movie is directed by John Watts. He also directed the first Spider-Man movie, and the movie is written by actually one person. Okay, that's good. the characters are created by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. That's why I was like, is there more people? But it's literally a couple people. Chris McKenna and Eric Sommers. I have no idea if he wrote the last movie. He did. So Chris McKenna wrote the last movie too. Was it called Homecoming? Yeah. So this movie takes place the exact same years after Endgame. So whatever year in Endgame, it takes 5 years after. So Endgame takes a time jump from Homecoming. It does a 5-year jump, basically. And you see these characters, and you're wondering, like, how are these characters not grown up? And they explain in the movie that they are actually, they all got blimped out to existence.
That's what the word they use now.
Yes,
Instead of the snap.
the snap.
Yeah.
Because people don't know a snap
Well,
happened.
if you actually, there's a part of the film where they reference the word the snap.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. We'll talk about that later. And yeah, so it continues basically Peter Parker and his high school hijinks. Apparently, he's 16 in this movie. I did not know that. I always assumed that he was 16, 17 in the last movie, but he's
Yeah.
still 16 in here. It feels like only a year has passed in his life, basically. And when you are disappeared from the snap, you don't grow. People who did not get snapped out of existence grow. So you were the exact same age. That's how
They
all them are
sort of
growing.
explain a lot of the rules in this film.
Yes, about that. So-
Especially like where would you be when you return?
Yup, yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay, they kind of solved. It's kind of actually scary
Yeah.
if that's what the result
The
is.
result, yes. So the movie stars Tom Holland, Samuel L. Jackson, Jake Gyllenhaal, Mary Tomei, John
Melissa.
Favreau. Oh, Melissa? Oh, Marissa Tomei, John Favreau, Zendaya, Jacob Batten, Tony Vervolry, and another cast of crew that is from the the previous film. It is the same characters basically from the previous film. The teachers, the students, his friends are in there. There's a bigger role. I forgot. So Betty Bratt, who played Betty. Oh, the character Betty Bratt has a bigger role.
Technically,
in here.
all of his high school friends kind of got larger roles
Mm-hmm.
this time.
So I will mention the last two basically because they're the school friends in the movie that they have bigger roles, and I guess one of them was introduced in that one, but he grew up. His name is Remy He. He plays Brad Davis in the movie, and like I said, Betty Bratt, who's played by Agora Rice. But yeah, that's the cast and crew mostly in the movie. There's a few surprises I don't want to mention in here, but yeah. So Ben, knowing that you're
Wait, you
the.
didn't say the plot synopsis.
I did.
Oh,
the,
you
the
did?
very beginning where it takes place in Europe.
Oh, I thought you were
Yeah, I
gonna
won't
say,
give
like,
the whole.
why,
You know,
why
no,
they're going to Europe.
no. Well, we could go into it here.
Okay.
So Ben, I know you're the hugest Spider-Man fan in
I
the
am.
world. You're bigger than me. You have a tattoo of Peter Parker on your knuckles.
Yeah.
Peter Parker. Parker. Oh, it ran out of room,
Yeah.
so you take off the E like a
No,
cool
all the
dude.
vowels.
Yeah, all the vowels.
So it's P
P-
R
Pete.
K
PT. Kerr.
R.
Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Peter.
Yeah, it's still Peter
It's still,
Parker.
it's still Parker.
Some it doesn't work for every name. Like if we were doing it with
Ben.
No, Ben would work still.
John.
Oh, but Benjamin will still work.
Benjamin
Yeah,
will work.
yeah.
John won't.
Yeah, well,
Oh, yeah,
he'll
John.
Still, yeah.
Audrey.
Yeah,
it would work
if
too.
you have too many vowels, I think
Yeah.
it's going out. But yeah, that's all the vowels.
in the alphabet.
Yes.
But yeah. So yeah, you're being the hugest Spider-Man
Yeah.
fan.
I have a spider tattoo.
Oh, I did not know that.
On my back.
Uh-huh.
It's not even a Spider-Man. It's just a spider.
Spider, like a realistic
Yeah, like
spider.
a realistic
So
spider.
When you go to the pool, people are like, what the
Yeah,
hell is
but
that?
then if you go closer, I put a plus sign and then a man.
Uh-huh.
So
There's a
spider
tiny
plus-
man in
yeah,
there?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
That's
plus
a
man.
deep cut right
Yeah.
there for people who have no idea why there's a huge spider in your
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Scary too in a weird, odd way.
Yeah. The
Okay,
ladies love it.
Okay, we
Yeah.
know you're the hugest fan. What are your thoughts overall of the movie? Of course. And did you like it?
Overall, I really, really liked it. I think you mentioned before we watched the film, this is more like an epilogue to Endgame, and it is exactly like an epilogue. But also, it's probably even like what's before? Oh, what's after? Before epilogue?
Oh, I forgot.
Um,
Before epilogue or before story part. I don't know.
prelogue. It's a prelogue. It's
Okay.
prelogue.
I don't. Prologue.
Prologue.
Prelogue.
But it sort of is a prologue too to Phase 4 in a way.
Yes.
So this is basically like the bridge between Phase 3 and Phase 4, or you could say like the old Avengers to the new Avengers. And overall, yeah, I think it sort of took the same formula as like the first Iron Man. Not to be spoilers, but like at least where that character came from and who he became, it sort of is the same sort of structure where he is questioning whether or not he should be a hero, and then something happened. It's the whole hero's journey thing again. But this time, I think it's more prominent in this film because I think in the first one, it's more of like a teenage rom-com with action in it. This time it's more like it's actually a superhero film where he, one moment he sort of admits in defeat and then he has to rise from that defeat, like in sort of like Spider-Man 2. I just the Tobey Maguire version.
But Spider-Man 2 was inspired more to Superman 2 because he loses his powers in that one. This one he doesn't.
He doesn't really lose his powers, but he uses his ability to of his confidence.
Well, he loses tall buildings. Like he can't really jump around as much until the final act.
Yeah. Because as we know, London and parts of all Europe doesn't have a lot of skyscrapers.
So he's mostly grounded in this movie.
Which is probably symbolic. A grounded Spider-Man that's usually on the ground. I don't know if that's mean anything. But overall, yeah, I liked all the actors. I liked how they gave more emphasis on the characters of like MJ and what's his best friend's name? Ned
Leeds.
And then especially all these characters are somewhat growing. I wish they have more growth and agency with the characters, but they're giving enough at least for these characters to grow. And I do like it how in the original, at least the Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, it was mostly about Spider-Man becoming Spider-Man. While this one is still about him being
Beaver proper?
Hold on.
Excuse you, Ben, for coughing a lot.
Yes. But what I was saying that how Sam Raimi's films are mostly about Spider-Man and how he becomes Spider-Man. This one, although it is about Spider-Man becoming Spider, I think they concentrate on Peter Parker and his responsibilities.
His actual responsibilities.
Yeah, his actual responsibilities as a student, as a child,
Yeah,
a kid,
yeah.
technically, and
So-
protecting the ones he cares for. I don't know about love yet, but at least the people he cares for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then and taking it to another country or countries is actually kind of cool because then you get to see them out of their element. Because, like you said, he couldn't use all his abilities in this one, and restraining him made him think on his feet, I guess you could say. And as for the other, like the villain or not
No,
villain,
the elementals.
yeah, the elementals, the villains, the elementals. Knowing that Mysterio is going to help Spider-Man is kind of cool, and especially his whole background as like the next superhero of the Avengers is really cool.
I wish they did a thing where he's like, "Oh, I was inspired by Thor, so that's why I have a cape."
Well, you kind of still see
Yeah.
that in his why he dressed the way he dressed.
I was
like-
inspired by Doctor Strange of
Yeah,
magic and stuff
yeah.
like that, and then Iron Man suit, of
Yeah.
course, is that.
But that whole bond, like his bonding as being like the next, both of them being like the next Avengers, basically, and trying to take that mantle and try to be as inspiring as Iron Man and the rest of the Avengers. And then the last thing I think is the comedy. I really appreciate they are still continuing this as still like not as serious. I
Yeah.
think they sort of super downplay everything
And then
previous films
in the
now.
end game,
Yeah,
so they also do that with the deaths
yeah.
of people
we
because
won't spoil it.
yeah, but knowing that Iron Man's gone and Black Widow and who else died?
Captain America.
Captain America.
the
Vision. The Vision. Like everyone in the world knows they're dead.
Yeah.
And then
or at least are gone.
they're
no
gone. Yeah.
longer here.
They don't really specify like who they know died, but knowing that and then knowing like everything's pay attention. Most of the things is pay attention to Iron Man.
Yeah.
And there's some.
I think because that's the only character you actually see that
that
died.
yeah.
Who
Oh,
sacrificed his
also
life.
he is the hero. Like
Yeah.
literally the hero
Yeah.
of the thing. He is the one who snapped everything
I
back
mean,
to existence.
What's his name? Hawkeye could have told everyone that Black Widow sacrificed her life too. So.
She's the stone. She's the soul stone.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. So I don't know. But then again, that could also hint that this character could also return.
Yeah.
And this is not like. I feel like it's definite that Iron Man at least and Captain America won't be back, but we will never know if Vision or Black Widow
will return. Yeah. But
yeah.
what was it?
And then I think overall, yeah, I think it's a really great teenage rom-com road trip movie, and it's a good superhero movie. I think. I think they take the at least that genre of road trip really well.
Yep, I totally agree. And then they even show like really nice scenery around.
Yeah, so it's all shot on location. That's
Not
what
every single thing.
you don't know, but like
Okay.
most of the times when they're actually on the
like Venice.
well, all the landmarks they're in, that's actually shot in those locations.
There are some scenes in there that looks like sets, like literally. Sets.
Those are obviously sets, but like when they're in Prague, it's actually shot in Prague.
yeah.
When they were in
London.
Italy, it's shot in Italy. Yeah, when they were in London, it's shot
And then one of the scenes is Netherlands that was really nice.
yeah, that's actually shot in the Netherlands. Yeah, which is odd because in that scene, I don't watch the Bachelorette, but the woman who's the Bachelorette this season brought one of the bachelors to that
same area,
same location in the Netherlands, which is weird. But I guess it's a very popular site.
I didn't know you can bring people in those dates.
Yeah, you can. It's the final like 3 people.
I didn't know you could travel the world
you
with
could
them.
travel with them. Only the final 3.
I get like tidbits from you and Nino about this show.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Like that show is very expensive now too when
It
I
is
think
very
about it.
expensive. But yeah, I think they did an overall great job. I think it's worthy in being the first Marvel film from Phase 4. So it's really cool to see this character. I can't wait until they. I don't know what's the next film could be called. Has to have the word home.
So I always see this people, but I always see this online, but I think it's a great idea because there is like a couple of Spider-Man issues or story arcs that takes place in Christmas, but Home for the Holidays is the one. That takes place in snow. Like everything, New York is covered in snow. How does a Spider-Man travel when everything snowed?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they never done that.
They
yet
should
in
also
the
do it
movies.
as a like Home Alone 2.
Oh, that'd be
where
awesome.
They're trapped in like
He can't use his power or
yeah,
his
like
like
the
web
tower,
suit.
like one of the towers,
Osborne Tower.
or the
And
Fantastic
Kraven the
Four.
Hunter is trying to hunt him,
Yeah.
and then he has to.
Yeah, and it's going to be like Dread.
Oh,
and, the Raid.
Raid, they have to
yeah,
go
but
to
with
it.
Spider-Man.
Oh, that'd be so. And there's like Spider Slayers trying to get him.
We're like
just
naming
riding
those
this-
two films, but we don't even name Die Hard.
No.
But Die Hard.
Well,
that's
because Die Hard is like the best time travel movie of all time.
No,
so.
but like that's actually what we're actually
yeah,
describing. 'cause
yeah.
it sets in Christmas in a tower.
that is the truth.
Yeah.
But any more thoughts?
So, Home for the Holidays would be.
yes. Home for. Well, it's not mine, but I've seen that a lot in Twitter, and I think that's a perfect way.
You
to
remember
do it.
when they announced Far From Home, the title? This is prior to like I think Infinity War,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And everyone's, oh, it's gonna be Spider-Man in space.
Oh yeah. No, a lot of people thought it was a multiverse too.
Yeah.
Because they're leading
You're far
into
from home, yeah.
in there.
Hey, that's still a thing, a
yeah.
concept.
Is that all your thoughts?
Yeah.
So,
You being like
actual-
not the
no.
not the Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Your hatred to Spider-Man.
So I literally have the exact same tattoos, but there's
Yeah.
a cross across
Yeah.
all my body.
like the Holy Cross.
yeah. No, like the Ghostbuster
Because you
one.
think, yeah. Oh, okay. Never mind. Which
the-
Ghostbusters?
Not the new one,
Who are you
the-
gonna call Ghostbusters?
Wait, that's
the subtitle.
That's
to
not
the
who
new
you
one.
call. Is who will get the call? Wait,
No, who you gonna call?
is it that?
Yeah.
I thought it was we received the call or something.
No,
like
no.
that.
It says who you gonna call.
Double check that while I'm
Okay.
slow down. Something I don't think it's who you go and call. It's something else. But yeah, being the person who hates Spider-Man in my whole life, I'm jealous of him, like how Jonah is in the comic books. I really enjoy this movie. There's a lot. So funny thing about this movie. When we watched it on July 2nd in our theaters here near our place, and myself and you and your wife watched it together, and we watched it around 3:50. And I got off work at 3:30, rushing to the place, movie theater. The movie theater is only like 10 minutes away. I got there, and I noticed people were like standing outside in the thing. So I was like, what the hell is this? So I just went, and I saw other people go inside the movie theater, or inside our auditorium. And when I got in there, people were sitting down already. And I hear Peter Parker and MJ on the screen. I was like, oh, we're late. Like the movie literally is 3:50. I was like, oh, they started the movie exactly at 3:50. So I think I started texting you like, I think this movie started. So I sat down at my seat, and it's reserved seating, and no one was there. So I was like, okay, but someone was next to me. So I was like, this is super weird. And then the credits show directed by John Watts. I was like, this is odd opening. And then it shows MJ and then Peter interacting in the scene. And then all of a sudden, it does the typical thing when a movie ends, where the credits just cuts off and shows the neat end credit scenes. And I was like, oh, I'm watching the end of the movie right now. And I was like, this is weird. So I was like, maybe I'll just stay a little bit and just see what's the post-credit scene. And I knew the mid-credit scene of this movie going in already. And then it's one of my favorite scenes ever in a movie theater ever.
It's one
I've
of the
seen.
better post credit.
Yeah,
Or
both of them are
yeah.
actually really good.
Yeah.
Like they're worth saying. And when that scene happens, the mid credit scene, everyone that knows that scene well were cheering, and I was like cheering too. No, I wasn't like just waving my hands. Oh my God, this is messy. But I had the exact same feeling when Captain America gets the hammer in Endgame. I have the exact same feeling because it's a thing that I wanted a long time and thought they'll never do in the MCU, but they did it. So I was like really happy about that. So all that feeling was going into the movie when I was watching it, knowing that one scene. And then I don't know if that just dictated my overall feeling because it was just built up already. So I'm literally like watching Bruce Willis dead and knowing Bruce Willis is dead and just watching that Sixth Sense
I don't know
movie.
if it would get that far.
No, it is when you think about it,
Oh,
because
yeah.
you're just in my mind. I'm just playing off like how's everything going to. It's the journey for me. Like I
okay,
know the
okay.
ending, and I decided I think I'll watch movies like this where I know the ending and not be surprised anymore, and because the surprise is already there.
Yeah.
I'm ready in there and just enjoy the journey. Because the whole time I'm watching it, knowing that in the back of my head that the ending, I was just enjoying every moment now because like, oh, that scene's gonna come up, but I'm just enjoying everything else now. And not worrying about, oh, will this happen? Will this happen? And like going on. But yeah, that's how I was watching the movie. So I have a whole different point of view in it. So yeah, I enjoyed every little bit of it. It felt Homecoming felt very structured movie for me. Like they knew exactly when the vulture does this and that reveal of the vulture and then all that stuff. And this one, it felt like it was all over the place, only because I don't know if they gave the feeling because they're traveling all over Europe, so everything's like this.
It does feel like that way.
Yeah.
It did feel like it's not as well plot wise organized, just because they were traveling so much.
Yeah. And then there are really good moments I love with the character, especially with MJ that's played by Zendala. That's really like one of my favorite characters and by far my favorite portray of MJ. I didn't really care about Kristen Dunst in the Spider-Man movie. I thought she was like one note. And this one, she plays MJ very different, and then played differently than even the comic books. She's more confident in herself, but she also has this very, she's shielding herself from something, and we don't actually know what is it. But in the comic books, she's abused by her father. That's how it's always played. Even in the Sam Raimi one, they mentioned that too. But
They hinted it in the first movie in
Homecoming?
Sam Raimi. No, Sam
oh
Raimi.
yeah.
Like when she got yelled at.
Yeah, in the trash.
That's it.
That's
That's the only thing they did.
But after that, I think like one scene in the next couple of movies after that is like, oh, you moved out your parents or your dad, But similar to this, but she plays it off reasons why her character acts like this. I was like, oh, that's a
closed
good, closed off,
doesn't
and
really want to.
so I thought she was really great in that part. Ned and the other characters, Betty and Flash didn't really do as much in this one. He's still like the same
They
jerky
sort
guy.
of, but in the ending, you kind of like
Feel bad.
There's
yeah.
a weird
Scene. There's
like a. It feels like it's just thrown in there, but I don't know if that's how the characters developed later.
Yeah, I don't know because this is way different from the character in the
Yeah.
comic book. In the comic book, he's a jock that just a jerk to Peter. He's never portrayed
He's
as
still
like a rich
jerk
dude.
to Peter, but he's actually smart. this time, too.
Yeah. And then he still is a huge fan of Peter, similar to the
Spider-Man
in the comic books.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's his name? Happy's in here. He's good. It's a good way, like you said, to bridge the gap between this franchise or this world where Iron Man is dead, and you still have this character, even Pepper Potts is still here, that's still trying to contribute to the world with Tony Stark's or Stark's thing. Just overall, all the characters I really like. No one really dropped the ball. I think Jake Gyllenhaal carried a lot of this movie, especially at the midpoint. When his hero like shows, or when Mysterio like really shows his true potential.
There's a moment in that where they show his true quote unquote potential.
Yeah.
Where it reminded me of Nightcrawler, and in my
Nightcrawler.
mind the movie.
Oh,
Nightcrawler
yes.
And I was like, oh, this is why they hired this guy to be.
Well, he does like movies like Nightcrawler, and even the I watched
the
recently,
most recent one,
the Netflix one, the
Chainsaw something.
Yeah, he plays really erratic characters
Yeah.
really well. Like it's like the way his mannerisms.
But
are
like that's what was cool about the reveal is that he's this straight edge person, and all of a sudden, oh, okay, I see what they're doing with this character now.
Yep, yeah.
And you said that's sort of true to the comic book.
Yeah, so if you're a huge fan of the comic books, similar to like Vulture, you'll know what you're getting into it. But I just think it's really cool how they just show his true potential, quote unquote, in the movie. But yeah, and what else? So plot wise, I thought like the elementals, the villains in the movie, are just like a one note thing. They are based on like actual characters like Hydro Man, Sandman, but they don't give them real names. I think one scene they gave them like a name, and then that's it.
He just calls them the elementals.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they're from another dimension.
Yeah.
Which
So
is sort of true, right? The original elementals.
I don't know. I don't really know. I know the characters when they combine in the comic books at one moment. I don't really know like that vast of it, but they're mentioned once in a while in the comic books. It's similar to like the Sinister Six. Like you know who are they, but you don't know each one. Like you know in your mind like it has to be the Vulture and this stuff like that. But it's always like a changing rotation too for that one. Yeah, and then the jokes, like you said, it's very funny. There are like 3 scenes I just bust out laughing. And tomorrow or today now, Friday the 5th, we're going to watch the movie again, and with my family this time because I watched it just with you and your wife. But just going into it, like I totally forgot most of the jokes except one that's really like the best joke in the.
It's earlier in the film. Too.
Yeah. Yes. Well, never mind. We're thinking 2 different jokes.
Earlier when I meant like. When they go to Europe.
No, I'm thinking about ending towards the film. So there's another joke. So we'll do that in spoilers. But yeah, I think everyone should watch this if you enjoyed Endgame. It's a good way, like I said, it's an epilogue of Endgame where
It's a prologue.
A prologue.
To Phase 4.
Prologue to Phase 4, but it's a good end cap for Phase 3. Like it ties up the loose ends of what you had questions about Endgame, about when people get snapped out. But they do it quickly. The whole movie is not about that. That's why
it plays off as like it's sort of like a joke. Actually.
Yeah.
Like they don't want to take itself too serious. Yeah.
Well, you have to think of context of why that scene was there.
Yeah.
Like
because I know.
It's not
the way it's presented.
Yeah,
it's like almost like a joke, just because the context.
So how many thwibs should you give this movie?
I give it probably 3.5 or 3 whips.
Okay.
Out of 10.
10.
No.
Wow. Okay.
No, out of 4.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Wow, you really like this movie.
Yeah.
I'm in line with you too. Like I really like this movie too.
I think it's like my 3rd favorite Spider-Man.
Wait, what's your top?
Spider-Man 2.
Okay, that's correct.
Is my least favorite.
Okay, that's wrong.
What?
No, that's wrong.
Okay. I'm going from the bottom to the top.
No, wait, what? No. We won't listen to your list.
What?
I don't even care about your second one anymore.
Captain America Civil
You're
War.
gonna say Spider-Man 3, weren't you?
Yeah, that would be like my top one.
Yeah, okay.
You'd probably go
I don't
Spider-Man
even
2.
count like Civil War in that for some reason.
Yeah,
But
I wouldn't count that.
I only count the 3 Remy's, 2 Webbs, and the 2 Watts.
It's so
That's weird, right?
You
To say that.
remember how that.
But
I don't think Amazing Spider-Man were like awful films.
so I like Amazing Spider-Man 2,
Yeah.
especially that ending, like the thing that I want in the Spider-Man. Because if you read the comics, in the comic books, Spider-Man 2 is more of the comic books versus any other movie.
Even Electro.
No, like Spider-Man 2, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 is more comic book feel. That movie feels like a comic book. The whole
but
movie.
that's what I'm saying. Like even Electro. Like
no, well, not the.
that's
like,
I feel
every,
like that's why I didn't like it because how
the thing I don't like in that movie is Green Goblin. Like that was unnecessary.
yeah.
Everything if they just stay with Electro and that Rhino scene, that's it.
Yeah.
Like that, they should do one villain at a time. Not build
Electro just reminded me of like Joel Schumacher.
Yep, yeah. Well, yeah, I think we talked about that.
Yeah.
And then I'm happy like in this one they're not paying attention to like 4. I mean the elementals are like 4 different beings, but they're not like a thing.
They're sort of like henchmen.
Yeah, they're
in a way,
henchmen
yeah.
in this odd way, but they're not like paying attention to this like 7 different characters going off and like because Amazing Spider-Man they had freaking Black Cat. That movie was like, what are you gonna do with this character?
Well, she didn't don the costume.
No. But she you know that's her. That when you hear the name, it's like, oh, that's her. And then she's working with the bad guy. But yeah, just
I don't rewatch those.
there's a so I'm watching or listening to this podcast called I think Spider-Man Minute, where this is
what they do with the Star Wars.
Yes.
minute.
So it's the same concept at the Star Wars. I'm just beginning right now. So they're starting from the Remy ones and all the way working.
Not even like they're not starting from like back then, like in the 80s.
No. So they're starting Remy, and it's a weird podcast because I never thought like just enjoying a minute per time.
Yeah.
It's a very long podcast too. Like
Yeah, because then they discuss it like within an hour, 1 minute only. Or
30 to
40,
45 minutes. So each episode is really short. They're not taking too long.
That's not short.
But it comes out. I forget how many days. It doesn't come out once a week. It's
Okay.
it's like multiple days they do it.
Okay.
But yeah, check that out if you want to listen to Spider-Man podcast. But yeah, that's our main discussion. Let's go into what we pull out. Played, listened, and read throughout the
I don't
week.
think that would catch on.
Which one? The Plow?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's start with you. You watched Stranger Things. Stranger Things 3, episode 1.
Yeah. I watched chapter 1. I guess you could say.
Is it called chapter 1 again?
Yeah, it's
Like they're
still,
going
they're,
to the
they're
same
still
style?
doing the same sort of style when it
What's this
comes-
episode called? I just want to know because I really like the titles of each episode they do.
Let me double check. So it's called Susie, Do You Copy?
Okay.
I don't want to say who's Susie because that's a character we weren't introduced yet.
Interesting.
No,
that's
in
interesting.
the previous season.
Yeah, that's why it's
I'll
interesting.
make I'll be spoiled.
Because I thought up to this point, like we have a huge established cast of
Yeah.
characters since season 2.
No, I think they're gonna add a couple more.
Okay.
From what the looks of it. But yeah, I've watched the first episode literally like before I came in here, and it's still Stranger Things.
Okay.
It's still strange, and there's things in it. Probably
Dustin's
more,
still Dustin.
yeah,
Missing teeth.
there's still more stranger than things. There are more things than strangers, I guess you could
Okay.
say. Yeah.
Okay, I get your concept. Okay,
Yeah.
go on.
Other than the Stranger Things, there. No, I can't go on with that. But they continue on with the story of that. You know, the upside down world still sort of exists somewhere in the world. It sort of exists, and then I actually recommend viewers to watch the previously recap.
What?
They do like when you turn on the episode. They do
They
like
actually
a
do it this
recap
time? Oh, cool.
of like what happened last season. I actually recommend that because it kind of opens up where there's these questions that I didn't realize that were in season 2. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I never knew they mentioned that in season 2. Then it's brought up in the first episode. So in case like you forgot, I recommend that part. But this takes place now a year after the event, so it's now in 1985. So what films do you think came out in 1985?
Before that, I know Back to the Future is one.
No, that came out actually.
84. That came out the year we were born.
That's weird that in the movie theater. When did Back to the Future 2
I don't
come
know.
out?
I don't know when part 2.
Okay.
So they don't hint. So when Back to the Future was made, they never had ideas to put part 2.
No, Back to the Future came out in 1985.
Oh, it is? Okay, yeah.
Summer
So
of
what-
1985.
So
What's the other movie that you like?
Ghostbusters? No.
No, it has to do with the Z word. that we're not-
Zombies.
Yeah.
Oh, Dawn of the Dead.
No.
Wait, Night of the Living Dead?
No.
What?
It takes place in the military base.
That's Dawn of the Dead.
No,
Oh, Day of the Dead
yeah,
is
Day of
what
the
the
Dead,
heck?
Yeah. And I think they hinted at because this might take place in like military stuff.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
But I
But there is a
noticed-
mall in there too.
So that's why I think the whole season will concentrate on capitalism.
okay.
Yeah. I noticed like the first 30 minutes, it's all production. What do you call product
Yeah.
placements of everything from like I was like, oh, this is weird that.
Have you ever watched Attack of the Killer Tomatoes 2?
No.
So
I only
two
watched
with-
the one. Is George Clooney still in that movie?
That was this part 2. George
Is
Clooney.
he's still in that.
He's
movie?
he's only in part 2.
Oh, so I watched that one.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one with the product placement and literally in the middle of the thing.
That's
where-
like a
okay,
joke.
Yeah, it's a
The-
joke.
the
yeah,
whole
yeah,
thing,
yeah.
yeah.
So part 2 is a joke, basically.
Yeah.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Yeah.
It's basically the Gremlins too.
Yes, basically, yeah.
Because Attack of the Tomatoes. Well, both films are still kind of like corny.
Yeah.
But yeah, so with Stranger Things 3, it seems like they're gonna tackle capitalism, fascists. Oh no, it's like things that are happening now.
Uh-huh.
It feels like they're sort of the not the Russo brothers, the Duffer brothers
Duffer, yeah.
are sort of created this season that reflects today's
Wait,
Not
are they
politics.
SJ? No, no.
No, I don't know. But they do have like a response because there's some hints to what is happening now.
Because there is a mayor candidate. So I remember now. Remember the trailer that has exact same logo as President Trump,
Yeah.
like the "Make America Great Again"
Yeah.
thing. Okay.
Sort of. No, I actually don't know. That character doesn't come up.
Okay, but in the
It's-
trailer, I remember that's a very like the scene they show is like during a carnival or something.
Yeah.
But when you see it, it's like, oh, okay, I know where they're going.
Well,
with
one of the things they tackle here is also conspiracy theorists.
Okay.
And like the Alex Jones of this world,
Mm-hmm.
they sort of tackle that and what is real, what's fake. And then
Is there a character that is shown like an Alex Jones figure?
No,
Okay.
I mean the closest person we had that wasn't like a
Season
radical
2,
was
yeah.
season 2,
Yeah.
played by
I forgot. He's one of the funniest
Yeah,
people in sketch or in improv.
yeah, but yeah, like his character, it didn't show up yet, but they sort of play off of that.
Okay.
And then the other thing they talk about is teenage love.
Okay,
Like that's like
that's a typical,
probably
yeah.
like the underlining of everything.
Because
in
everyone has
season.
when we see them in season 1, it's only 11 and what's his name? I forgot his name.
Can you name the kids?
No,
of
Dustin is
Stranger
the only
Things?
one I actually know because he's not my favorite, but he's the more he is probably my favorite. But he's very goofy in the.
So there's 11, Mike,
Mike is the one that disappeared, right?
Lucas,
William is the one that
Dustin, and Will, yeah, are the kids, and then the newcomers was Max. In the
What are the teenage or young adults?
the young adults are still Steve,
Oh yeah, he's my favorite. Dustin and Steve
yeah,
are my
and
favorites.
Nancy,
Yeah.
and then Max's brother is also now a popular character, Billy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who also I feel like is play.
And there's one more,
Doesn't he
Will's,
play Billy
brother.
in Power Rangers? Oh, he plays Jason. I forgot that he played. There's one more, but the newest member that they hint is actually on the title. It's Susie.
Oh, okay.
But I won't say whose girlfriend is that.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't see that all in the
Yeah,
the
yeah.
promotional stuff.
So it plays off of that, and then like it's the summer. It's during this time July, and there's still something in the air that's a
Okay.
monster. Then there's
They
some-
don't even. They only show in the trailer. Remember, like this huge monster.
Yeah.
So I wonder how they're going.
Yeah, they don't. They don't. What's his name? Still has those visions. Will still has visions of when he was still in the upside down world. So that's still a thing. But everyone else is sort of just moving on, and like how Winona Ryder's character now, Joyce, she takes care of Bob's store now.
That's good.
Yeah, so everything is pretty much Oh wait, no, that's not Bob's store. That was still her store.
No, she worked at a store. Did she buy a store in the season?
Or she
2?
still works there then.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
She works at a mom and pop Walmart style store.
But yeah, and then the sheriff is still the sheriff, but the only I feel like thing that they showed right now is that how do you deal with a teenage daughter
Yeah,
who have hormones and all that?
and that is a mutant. That's
Yeah,
maybe
sort
go
of,
to a school
yeah.
of mutants.
It's kind of cool to see 11 use her powers just for her own selfish reasons
yeah.
now.
Well, she did that too in the beginning of season 2 a little bit.
Yeah,
So-
but this one is like now she's a teenager using her powers.
Yeah.
And they're all pretty grown up and tall. Like I can't believe that we watched them when they were kids. Now it's sort of weird to see them as adults almost.
It's like
Like young adults.
like the It kids.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Since that movie was 2017.
Yeah.
and it's going to come out now this year.
Because I want to say they're all pretty much. I think they're 17, 18ish now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if Millie Bobby Brown was born in 2004, that makes her
250 years old.
No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Are you counting right now?
It's 15 years
Okay.
old. Yeah, it makes her 15 years old. So she's almost up there. She's like the youngest in the whole crowd.
Cast?
Yeah, cast.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, did you know? Speaking of Spider-Man, that Finn Wolfhard made his debut in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man.
That's why.
It didn't say as
Oh.
what.
It's like I don't
Uh,
remember him
Let's
at
see
all.
what's his character's the character's name.
Young Peter Parker. I was like, what?
Well, it actually didn't have a credit, but it says it on his IMDb. Anyway, that's season 1. That's episode 1. I don't want to give away too much
Season 3.
spoilers. It's really fun. It's still, it's still the same Stranger Things. So don't worry.
Music's still great.
Yeah, if anything, because of their larger budget, they upped everything, which is kind of weird because it's going to that whole like Game of Thrones thing where like they just like the you can see where the budget is being
11
spent.
turns out to be the bad guy.
Yeah,
They
see?
build up the character as a good guy the whole time. Though. Yeah, let's move on. So real quick, I'm just going to discuss this real quick. So if you want to have a really nice story about Spider-Man in the comic books, I would say check out Hunted by Nick Spencer. Nick Spencer took the reins from Dan Slott for the new volume of Spider-Man. So they're in volume number 5. That's the Nick Spencer run right now. And I'll be discussing issues 16 to 23 called Hunted. I'll speak vaguely about it. If you guys want to like really know like the ending and stuff like that, I encourage you guys to read the issues. I don't know if they're in trade yet, but yeah, that's why I mentioned the issue numbers. So this one takes Spider-Man, and he is trapped with a lot of his bad guys are animals in this dome that Kraven the Hunter created with Arcade to trap Spider-Man and see who is the best, I guess, animal character, you say. But yeah, so they're in New York. They domed off what's that famous New York park, the big one that's like Home Alone?
Central Park.
Central Park, yes.
Did you know that
Finn was in the movie Home Alone or something?
No. I'm trying to say like Central Park. California has their own version of Central Park.
What is this
It's
park?
in San Francisco. It's
I did
called
not know
Golden
that.
Gate Park.
I did not know that.
And it's created by
Is it the
this
park next to the
ocean.
No, the one they show in the aerial shot in Full House. Like they're on the park. When
Yeah,
they zoom in.
that's it.
Is that
yeah.
it?
Yeah,
It's
maybe.
like I don't know.
I don't know,
But-
but it's by the same architect.
Really?
And he specifically designed it so they look identical. So each coast has their own.
What?
version of
Really?
that
So
park.
it looks
Yeah.
exactly the same?
Yeah.
But I have to see this. I did not know that they're exactly the same.
Yeah.
Did you like look overall?
Well, yeah, when I went to New York, I was like, "Oh, this is a cool park."
You know what would
It's
have been
huge. And then when I went to, because I've never went to Golden Gate Park.
Yeah.
But they have the California Science and History Museum inside.
Next to it?
No, it's inside
Oh,
the
okay.
park because it's identical to Central Park. Central Park has the
A
same
park too, or
the
a
museum
museum?
too
Oh, I didn't even
inside
know that.
So when you look in the Golden State Park, it's the same way, same design.
You should have done is like you. I know you can't go back to New York
Yeah.
anytime soon.
We are going back. To
Okay,
there.
you should. Oh well, go back to San Francisco Park. You should do a video where you jump from San Francisco Park and all of a sudden you're in New York
Oh yeah,
Park.
that would actually be kind of cool.
All of a sudden, and it's like snowing. Like if you could find the exact same areas, like building ish, then do that. They do a
Huh.
cut of it.
Okay, go on. What's your thing?
So yeah, so then Central Park, and he's trapped with all these animals, and basically his way to fight his way out. And there are certain characters in the story arc. Black Cat is one of them. Lizard plays a huge role too, and his son. And yeah, it is a fun little arc that has a very touching and like ending for these characters. I'm like I said, I'm going to talk very vaguely. If you want to see like a scenes of people, so in the park too, Kraven had these hunters, like rich hunters, of course, get these suits, and they were fighting inside the park and trying to kill all the villains. And I think there's no real heroes that are like animal besides Spider-Man. So when I say animal, like the Scorpion, he's an animal. Lizard, they take personas of animals. The rabbit I mentioned before, I forget her name. Black Cat is one too. Like, so they take these personas of animals, and these hunters are hunting them. And then so if you like Kraven the Hunter story arcs, this one's a good one too. The other one I haven't finished reading. You bought me a book of it, like the actual novelization. It is a long read. I've seen the issues of that. It's only like 4 to 6 issues. So I'm like, man, they I don't know what they did in this novel, but it's like very not condensed, but a dense thing.
For those don't know, that when I got married, that was one of my for my best man, I bought books that was based on their interests. Little did I know, I thought that was actual the comic book, because I remember you told me you wanted that
Kraven Last Hunt.
Yeah. But then I didn't really read like that's actually a novel, so I still bought it. I was like, oh, okay.
It is a reading comic books, like you hear the zap pow, like that type of thing. The what do you call, there's a word for it, the onomatopoeias words. And then reading a novelization, and they don't do that. They have to explain like every detail, like the spider string hit the wall, and then Spider-Man slowly goes up. I don't know why I was trying to do Adam West right now, but enough about that. But I think Nick Spencer has a bright future. He has introduced his character in these past couple of issues. I think it was unnecessary to introduce this character. He doesn't really play any part in this thing, so it's very distracting. It's just weird. I don't know if you read Hush, Ben, Batman's Hush.
No, I did not.
Maybe if I describe the character. I
sort of remember.
It's like a person with bandage on his face.
That's the one where, like, didn't that change a significant of the story?
I mean, those type it's like Long Halloween, Hush, those are like the big events. So I don't know if Nick Spencer is trying to do it with this character, but he put this character in Kraven the Hunter story arc. Very distracting. He does not play any part in this in this arc at all. This character, he has no name yet too, but he looks like Hush with like teeth, like basically. I think I forgot what they're calling, like Shush, basically in the Spider-Man. What do you call that? The groups, or there's a word for that when people only talk about zeitgeist.
Yeah,
basically.
zeitgeist.
They call him Shush for Spider-Man Hush.
Oh, that makes sense.
But that's not his actual name. But other than that, I'd say that it's a really good story, and it's a good off point to just know Spider-Man. It doesn't change too much of the status quo. Currently Spider-Man is with Mary Jane, and they're dating, and they're
is this on only the Amazing Spider-Man?
Yeah, Amazing Spider-Man. And then there's certain people that know his identity. J. Jameson knows his identity. I don't think Aunt May knows yet, but a whole bunch of people know already.
Is it because you told me they reset? You told me that people knew his identity, but
a while ago. This is like 10 years ago. Spider-Man revealed his identity in Civil War, so he talked to a demon to reset everything. Enough about that.
I really want that to happen in the MCU.
I don't want that to happen. It's a very silly plot. So I never even read that. I only read Wikipedia page, because a lot of people say it's a bad thing. It is an odd thing, like, because they were getting married, MJ, and then he wanted to protect MJ, so he had everyone wipe their minds clean, including everyone who knew, like Black Cat, MJ, people like he loved at the time don't know. So, but then he's slowly now revealing himself
again
to people, because he needs it. He needs people to know. If he dies, who knows? Who will know? Only the Avengers. That's it.
Wasn't in Spider-Verse, did they reveal, like, they knew Peter Parker was Spider-Man?
No one knew until he died.
Okay, I was wondering.
Yeah.
I
spoilers
remember
for Spider-Verse.
No,
that's not even a huge spoiler. There's many Peter Parkers in that movie. You don't know which one died.
But it's definitely not Miles Morales.
Yeah, it's not definitely Miles Morales, because his name is Miles Morales. In that's my favorite death scene of Peter Parker in media too, in the Spider-Verse. Favorite is that it's actually touching in that way.
Not because it's like you want to see Spider-Man die. And speaking of Spider-Man,
speaking back to Spider-Man, let's go to spoilers of Spider-Man. I have no like music cue for this. So we're just gonna discuss spoilers real quick, and I'll give you guys a couple of seconds to leave right now. Turn it off if you don't care about spoilers. Like I didn't care. I watched the ending of this movie before anything. We'll spoil it right now for everyone right now for all the Spider-Mans. Ben, I will reveal my identity to you right now. I am Peter Parker. Yes, everyone knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man in this movie at the very ending, and it's.
But I feel like that's you're burying the lead.
About what?
Who's the one that actually revealed who's
No,
Peter
no,
Parker?
it was Mysterio. Mysterio.
Yeah, but the person that announced it.
Oh, who announced it?
Yeah.
It's just the news.
No,
the fake
but
news.
who's
It's
the
the fakest news in the world,
Yeah.
apparently, in the MCU. It was a character by Jonah Jameson, but played by J.K. Simmons, returning the role from
But he's
Sammy
more
Raimi.
of the Alex Jones version.
Yes. So-
and then the Daily Bugle is now an internet video.
So if you played Spider-Man PS4, that's basically what they took the concept from. for-
oh, really?
Yes, so that's
Oh.
literally the voices, the same thing. But in the character in the video game, the recent PS4 video game Spider-Man, he also has a podcast that you can listen to. I don't know if you can listen to like whole episodes, but I don't know if it's J.K. Simmons. I have to look that up. I don't know if it is. That's great. That's J.K. Simmons, but he plays a very J.K. Simmons like mannerisms in that video game. But yeah, so that's the part I saw in the very beginning when I went in. So I knew he was that character. That's why I was like, oh, this is great. Like I knew he's in this universe, so I'm just happy throughout the whole movie. And then the way they reveal it is cool. So in that scene, don't you notice they're going to old Sam Raimi's areas?
Yeah.
Especially that scene where I don't know where Peter Parker gets MJ. They go to like this flowery area.
Spider-Man, you mean?
Yeah, what did I say?
You keep on saying Peter
Oh
Parker.
yeah, so Spider-Man gets her, and they show that thing.
Yeah.
So when I was watching that, I was like, huh. I know it's New York, and New York has those things, but they don't show that stuff in Amazing Spider-Man. They never showed it in Homecoming.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's kind of odd. And it's like, I know Sony owns this. And then they goes like Newsflash, and it shows this one dude. I don't know who is it, but it says there like
Prior to the reveal.
to the reveal, saying that Mysterio, we have breaking news. Oddly, this is like CNN breaking news to Fox News.
Yeah.
That's how it, or
Yeah.
it feels like CNN breaking news to
So
InfoWars.
InfoWars,
So
yeah.
it's very odd that News Network does that, because I don't think they do that really, where they go to like this fake news organization that's banned from YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, and just goes in there to Jonah Jameson. Like I said, played by J.K. Simmons. It's a very cool moment. That's one of
But
my
he
favorite
doesn't
moments.
look like the Sam Raimi.
No.
version.
So that's great because he
looks
does
like
have
Alex
the
Jones
mustache,
because of the baldness.
the baldness. Yeah. They and the way literally like the logo you saw, like it looked like InfoWars ish.
It says dailybugle.net.
Yes.
It's not even a
.com. You couldn't even get the .com. But yeah, I want to watch that. I hope though they don't go lean into too much of Alex Jones where he's like promoting Nazis and stuff like that. I want him to be like just I hate Spider-Man. Mysterio is my guy.
Like superheroes.
Yeah.
Like superheroes overall.
Yeah. Like he likes Mysterio, so he obviously he likes superheroes, but he's picking the wrong ones. So it makes me wonder now, like why are they leading into this, like the revealing of Spider-Man? And then this is my idea. I haven't really shared this. Only shared this on Tumblr.
Yeah.
If you want to check that out. No one reads anything Tumblr. I just
Tumblr.
because I don't want to make 7 threads of explaining my situation on Twitter. So a 16-year-old revealed to you that he's Spider-Man, or someone reveals to you that this guy, the 16-year-old guy that's in high school, is Spider-Man. Spider-Man, the person who helped save the day with the Avengers and Endgame and all that. And you're a kid right now. What is your first thought?
I shouldn't be Spider-Man.
No. You lost the thing. I think many kids will be inspired by at that point. I think.
Are you talking about this is going to...
Kamala Khan, Small Miles Morales, Little Kitty Pryde.
Yeah.
Who else? Little kid.
Iron Man.
Ironheart. what's Rihanna's nickname?
I don't know.
She has
You
Ricky.
know this more. Riri.
Riri,
Oh,
that's her
okay.
name. Riri Williams. Like all those people are at this moment watching that news right now. They're inspired. Like they're inspired by Spider-Man. It's like I have these powers
Seems
too.
like you have a glass situation going on here.
Oh yeah, that's true. Huh? You think I should write a good essay opinion piece and
Yeah.
give it to a Hollywood Reporter
Yeah.
of like how Glass and Far From Home is changing superhero
Yeah.
movies as we know it? Huh? Huh? Huh?
Yeah.
We should talk to one of our friends, Richard Newby, to get on that. Write an article, opinion piece about that. Shout out to him. Follow him too. He's good with his on the Hollywood Reporter. But yeah, that's my like really spoilers thing. We're also glossing that in the movie. It's a good reveal that Mysterio is the bad guy. He does this really good like
You said
monologue.
it's the best representation of that
Mysterio.
character,
So
yeah.
because you're like telling me like, is this how Mysterio is? In here, I was like,
Special effects artist.
no,
type of
but
guy.
but in the comic, he's like just an actor that has his tech. That's
Yeah.
it.
Well,
This
no,
one,
he's a special effects.
yes. So in this
person.
one, he made the VR, not VR. What do you call that thing for Tony
Hologram,
Stark? So in
hologram.
Civil War, Barf.
Yeah.
In Civil War, in the opening Civil War, where Iron Man's in the fake parents scene, he made that, and they retcon it of him in the background.
Yeah.
I doubt there's even a character in there or a person in the background at all, and then the
But
one.
the other, well, they didn't retcon the
Other guy.
Yeah,
the other guy's
the-
actually in that
yeah,
movie.
yeah, yeah.
Because like this is kind of genius
Yeah.
tying this all in thing.
I was really hoping that they're gonna have the other guy from the first Avengers that was
Who's that?
playing like Pac-Man.
Oh
something.
yeah. Just all these people that are like down and out.
Who's been hated by like the superheroes.
Yeah.
And it's basically the Incredibles.
Yep.
Yeah.
The thing. Well, not just Incredibles.
No, but like how that the villain from the Incredibles,
Mhm.
because he wasn't looked upon as a superhero,
Oh, yes,
he became like a super
villain. Yeah.
I did like how Mysterio's relied on like filmmaking as the thing. You have a script writer, you have a special effects
Costume
artist,
designer.
costume
That's really
designer,
cool.
yeah.
Like it's a shout
so
out.
his whole crew was basically a film.
What they should have
production
done, because we were watching the credits, they should have like highlighted those people, like the actual costume.
Yeah.
If the overall theme was that would be great. But the overall theme of this movie is not that. It's everything's fake. Everything
Yeah.
you believe in, even your superheroes that you look up to, are all fake, like Mysterio, basically.
Yeah.
So,
It sort of wiped its slate clean from the Avengers.
but they do the thing where you can't trust superheroes
Yeah,
too
yeah.
now, like because. You think the Avengers, all these people, you could trust them, but what if you can't trust all of them?
Yeah.
What if there's a Mysterio in one of them? And
well,
thing.
no, that's that's the eyes of the superhero, but the eyes of the people. That you can't trust superheroes
Yeah,
overall
yeah,
because
yeah.
of what Spider-Man did.
Yep, they do.
You know, it was weird when there's that scene. This isn't spoilers because Spider-Man says something specific in those last scenes with Mysterio,
Uh-huh.
and in my mind, I'm like, why did he say it so specifically? Execute.
What is that?
It's execute.
What was the words?
Execute.
Oh, wait, I don't remember.
He
the
was
scene.
he was telling the drones to don't execute execute the commands.
Oh, when he's talking to
But then Mysterio
what's
uses
it
the
called?
word
Edith, right?
but Mysterio uses that word execute as in like execute.
I have to
people,
rethink this.
yeah.
I'll rewatch this.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, I noticed
So-
that in its original
In the
context.
mid-credit scene, I know everything's happening. I wasn't really paying attention to what Mysterio was saying. So did he just say that, repeat that thing or something?
No, we weren't there when he said that.
Which
like
one?
Spider-Man wasn't there at that moment.
I know they were. He was what do you call it? Doctoring the footage, right?
Yeah.
He never had that suit on.
Doctoring is actually a thing that's happening right now.
I know, yeah.
The
Deep fakes.
Yeah, deep fakes. Yeah.
A lot. That's this is the world we live in.
Yeah.
We live in this superhero world. That's what the whole thing about Mysterio.
Yeah.
Like you can't trust anything. So
They sort of also. I was telling you they did the whole bait and switch like in Iron Man 2.
Yep. Yeah. This one was much better.
Yeah.
Because they actually explained the bait
Yeah.
and switch versus
Like why they had to do it.
Yeah. But the other one, it's a bait and switch.
I
but
still like that bait and switch.
You
though.
same here. Yeah, I like that one too. But the Mandarin's still really out there apparently. But I forgot his last words. Something where like Mysterio this is like I'm paraphrasing. Where it's like, the people will never trust you or something like
Yeah.
that and something thing. And it's odd because in our world in real life we don't have superheroes, so we can't trust. There are people that we have to really trust, like fire people, police,
Yeah.
the president. We have to give our trust to that, but we don't know their actual intention,
Yeah.
so it's kind of it's not eerie, but he is playing like in today's world, but in our world we don't have these mythical heroes and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But yeah, I thought it was very interesting. That's all the spoilers. Do you have anything?
No, I don't have anything.
But yeah, thank you everyone for listening to this. If you have more thoughts, just leave a comment on Twitter and Facebook on this, and yeah, just spread it the word.
TFA now.
On our Twitter page, follow us on TFA Now on Twitter. Search Facebook for the Freakin' Awesome, and yeah, just spread the word, retweet, and share on those social media.
Are we gonna change the TFA now to TRS?
Why?
The Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, okay. Is that what the thing is? Oh, yeah. We were the
we
Force
always-
Awakens. And, we should do that. No. But yeah. Just go watch Spider-Man: Far From Home.
And watch Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse.
If you don't have time this weekend to watch a movie in the movie theaters, it's on Netflix right now.
Yep. Yeah. So after that, after Stranger Things, go. Watch Spider-Verse, then Stranger Things. Then go to LSC and get Hunted.
Yeah.
Tell I want all of them. Support them.
What's LLC?
Local comic shop?
Oh, I always wonder what that meant.
LCS. Sorry,
Oh.
LCS. Yes. LLC. Did I say LLC?
Yeah,
No,
LLC
no.
means
Oh,
like limited.
Sorry. Yeah. LCS. But yeah, that's everything. If you have any comments or questions, you can email us at the contacts at thefreakinawesome.com, and go to our YouTube page, like it, subscribe. We're trying to get 100 subscribers before 2020. And check out those videos, comment, like, and spread them around too. Our date night, game night. We're still playing season 2 of Apex Legends. We won't upload a video anytime soon, but Audrey and I are continuing date night, so see our conclusion of Dream Daddy. If you want, we uploaded a video yesterday. But yeah, thank you, Ben, for joining me to this
welcome.
spectacular, amazing day. And yeah,
Happy birthday to America.
yes, we never figured out the age yet. Just comment on that, and we'll conclude that with I am John Abaya.
I'm Benjamin Abaya.
That's good. And that was the Freaking Awesome Podcast.